Hi, my name's Tony and I'm from the SIC Company, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the all-new 2020 SIC Okeanos 12.6 by 31. So here it is for 2020, probably one of the inflatables that I'm most excited about hitting our test centre in Southampton this year, and that's the SIC Okeanos 12.6 by 31 inches wide. And the reason why I'm so excited is the Okeanos as a composite board, when it first joined the lineup in 2019, it was easily, hands down, one of my favourite touring boards of 2019, and we're thrilled to have it back in 2020 in our test centre. But this is the first time that we've had a SIC touring inflatable available for demo, and it's really, when you start to look at the SIC inflatable range and the reason why we decided to put it in our test centre here, and we've got around 50 boards, but you know, we do, given all the brands that we offer, we do have to kind of be quite mindful of what we pick. And yeah, the Okeanos 12.6 just stood out, and it stood out for a number of reasons, and that's mainly because the largest one of those is because it really, how SIC integrate all of the design cues and the effort and the energy that they put into their composite boards, and that they apply that thinking and those designs and all those overall outline shapes that they work so hard on into their inflatables, and you can see it instantly in the 12.6 Okeanos. But look, let's do as we do here at the SIC Company and take you down from the nose down to the tail of the board. And it's the nose on the Okeanos board that really stands out for me. Really nice, small amount of rocker in there, so it's going to work just like the composite board does in a reasonable chop and still perform. It fills out very quickly into a voluminous nose, just like the composite board does, and provide a lot of stability. Aesthetically, I've got to say, SIC have done a fantastic job on this board. One of the standout features, if you've ever seen an Okeanos or you've seen our composite Okeanos video, it's the overall look of the board. And the board has a very, very beautiful high lacquer, light oak finish. And SIC, credit to them, they've tried to integrate that wood grain type effect into the forward section of the board, and they've done it to really striking effect. They've also integrated the wave type tattoo that runs over the deck of the board, and it is, for me, one of the best looking inflatables in terms of nose design and overall aesthetic out on the market in 2020. It's stunning and it looks fantastic in the flesh, and I hope that kind of translates and comes across on the camera. But you can see very quickly that width fills out, and it fills out to its 31 inches of width, and you're there at 340 litres on this board. And it gives a lot of stability and a lot of confidence underfoot, just like the composite Okeanos. The deck pad takes up a huge proportion of this board, and it provides a lot of confidence underfoot. It's this nice hexagonal deck pad. I haven't paddled the board a huge amount of distance. I'd be interested to see how it kind of feels after some long period of time on the board. But initially, when it gets wet, it does provide an awful lot of traction actually. The luggage space on the forward of the board is huge. It's easily one of the biggest cargo nets that we've seen on the front of a board. There is another on the tail, and you can see that the board is just built for touring, because the cargo net on the tail of the board is even bigger yet again. And a nice feature that has really stood out for us here at the SIC Company that SIC have integrated into all of their bungees on their inflatable range are these tensioners, and these tensioners just work really, really well. With so many other brands, you find yourself undoing them, trying to really snug them up if you're carrying some kit, but these just allow you to do that very, very easily and adjust them and then release them as well, so you're not having to strain the bungees to get that kit out either. The carry handle, really sensibly well placed. It's not overly huge. I quite like that because it's not taking up a lot of deck space as a result, and really allowing you to kind of make your way around on the deck of the board as you see fit. Working our way down though, the deck pad just runs all the way under that massive cargo net down to a valve with very clear instruction and reminding us that the board will take 20 psi, so we end up with a very, very rigid structure. That valve, interestingly, is straight over the top of the US fin box on the bottom of the board, and that just stops that bubble or that bulge that you see on any inflatable brand. But it just goes, I think, to show the level of detail that SIC are really giving to their inflatables in 2020, and as to where they're going to orientate the valve and how that impacts upon the overall performance of the board. The D-ring there for the leash on the very tail of the board, I like it. It's well out of the way. It means that your leash is going to stay well clear if you are working your way down to the tail of the board. And it's the tail really on the inflatable, just like on the composite boards, that's huge. It's 17 inches wide in the tail, and that's just masses and masses of stability. And this board at 31 inches wide and 12'6" overall is very, very slippery, but hugely, hugely stable underfoot, and really just provides you with a lot of confidence when you are paddling, particularly over distance. But let's take the board now and roll it up onto its rail. It's actually quite lightweight, I'd say, given the overall 12'6" size of this board. SIC are choosing to use a fusion type laminate material in the boards in 2020, and that's only aiding the stiffness and the overall lightness of the board. On the underside though, a nice touch and a really testament to the touring nature of the board is there is a D-ring on the underside of the nose, so if you are tethering the board to a riverbank, or you need to secure it on the back of a boat or what have you, then you've got that option. But the underside of the board rather, is very nice and clean, very simple, nice bit of SIC branding. But the standout feature for me on this inflatable is just the same as the composite board, and it's the fin setup. And SIC, again, the only brand to offer this kind of setup on their touring boards. And yeah, I love it. Every Okeanos customer that we've got just really, really enjoys this aspect. And it's the fact that they run these FCS thruster fin boxes either side of the center US. It's not really designed to be set up as we've got it here now on camera, but really just to show you the full setup and integration there. You've got a 6-inch long US center fin box, so you can run it just as a center fin. But if you are working in, quite shallow environment, you're a little bit unsure as to the waters that you're making your way into, you can just run it in a shallow draft configuration just on these 4-inch long thruster fins, which are included with the board. And it's just a really nice feature that on a touring board, if you are encountering shallow water conditions, or if you're running on a river and so on, and you want still really strong tracking, but without the draft requirement, then you've got that option on the SIC Okeanos. Overall, at £899, including free delivery from ourselves here at the SUP company. That's with a bag, leash, paddle, pump. The board actually sits on a really, really competitive end of the market, and at a price that I would say belies the overall quality of the board that you're getting. We're very, very excited to have this board in our test centre, as I say, and if you want to come down and paddle it for yourself, then join us at the store in Southampton. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. If you want to stay up to date with our latest video, subscribe up here. If you just want to see the next one, well, take a look up here.